Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong, or brave. Maybe they can build cities, or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
It's very true that it takes a village to raise a child. And when it comes to my healthcare village at Community Health Network, it's all nestled right in my phone. Accessing healthcare is the ability to be connected with your provider and ask a question when you need it. I feel like when I'm meeting with a community nurse practitioner or doctor, they're tuned in to what is going on with me and the way that they can serve me best.
Stand by me.
Blades Audio Video Security is Indiana's premier K-12 audio, video, and security provider. Blades is a design-built firm that provides high-quality solutions that are designed, engineered, installed, and warranted by our team of experts. For 18 years, we've helped schools and local businesses see and hear more clearly. Whether it's your sound system, your displays, your network, or your building security, ask how our experienced team can serve you.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake. Yeah.
It's a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got a counter right here. Isn't this where you place the orders?
We sell trophies, we sell plaques, we do embroidery. No food.
You got carry out?
Unlike the internet, everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
You know, Jim, I'll be back tomorrow to pick it all up.
We'll wait for you.
Don't wait long.
This is where champions play. This is where youth champions play. This is where collegiate champions play. This is where Olympic and pro champions play. This is where all champions play. In Hamilton County, Indiana.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street. This is South 10th.
We moved 22 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't change the name?
That would have just confused people.
Well, actually, South 10th is Allisonville, if you're from Fishers.
Well, before that it was 37A, and before that it was State Road 37.
So you're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore. It's actually on South 10th. That's Allisonville and Fishers. And before that, it was 37A and 37?
So you got that straight?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dunker Field, IHSAA Baseball on Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville. Tonight, the Noblesville Millers host the Hamilton Southeastern Royals in another HCC conference game in Perry. The HCC is getting just a little bit tighter since Fishers fell to Avon the other night, making it a little bit more interesting here toward the end of the season.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, but it's always exciting in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Last night's score was 5-0. The Millers came out on top. But pitching-wise, Brad, you were there. Pitching-wise,
it was a great game.
Both pitchers did a good job.
Yeah, they certainly did. They both did very, very well for each team, with Michael Hogue and Beckett Doan pitching for the Millers. Both of them pitched complete games. And did a really good job. I think the final score in that, if I remember right, was 3-1 with Doan just giving up the 1 run and Hogue giving up 3 earned runs. But it was a well-played game, and it was a fast game too.
Yeah. Last night, as far as the hitting for the Millers, Hagelskamp got 2 hits, Corbett got 2 hits, Tanner Miller got 2 hits. For the Royals, Parker Osteen got 2 hits.
Yeah, he had 2 of the 3 hits that the Royals had, and that Beckett Doan just mowed everybody down last night. He did.
He had 10 strikeouts.
You know, as I said earlier, both of the pitchers pitched well, but Doan definitely outshined Michael Hogue in what was just. Let's turn things over to Craig Atkins. We have some teacher appreciation activities going on the field.
Ever had and has really helped him today. He could be more thankful, and Michael loved showing up to his class every day. Mr. McCall is a great mentor of the man he'd like to be when he's older. Thanks, and keep teaching at the level you do. Mr. McCauley. Next, Yadi Patel chose Mr. Smith. As a very academically driven individual, his ceramics class allows me to express and create with freedom. Mr. Smith pushed me to succeed even when I didn't care to. He has had a very impactful influence on my high school career, and I truly look up to him as a mentor. He is the teacher I will remember for a lifetime. Mr. Smith. Luke Hagelskamp has chosen Mr. Brady. At this time, walking in place of Mr. Brady is athletic trainer Gerald Mickler. Mr. Brady has a way of making you laugh while also making you think. His sense of humor made class something Luke actually enjoyed. But more than that, it kept Luke encouraged and pushed him to do better. He didn't just teach, he motivated. Because of him, Luke learned more than he thought he could, and he saw what he was more capable of. Thank you, Mr. Brady, for making learning fun and for always challenging me to reach my potential. Mr. Brady. Trevor Corbett chose Mrs. Scott Stewart. Trevor had Mrs. Scott Stewart for 3 years, and she made school something he actually looked forward to. She really cared not just about what we were learning, but about us as people. Looking back, Trevor realized how much that meant. She believed in Trevor, and he'll never forget that. Thank you, Mrs. Scott Stewart. McCoy Folk chose Mr. Rafferty. One of the coolest favorite memories in Mr. Rafferty's class was when he told our whole class that he dunked a basketball, but no one believed him. So a couple weeks later, we came into class and he showed us all this email that he sent to one of his friends that was there when he dunked the basketball 20 years ago. Mr. Rafferty actually asked his friend to prove that it happened, and his friend said it did. But to this day, no one believes that Mr. Rafferty dunked. Thanks for making us laugh, Mr. Rafferty. Joe Blander chose Mr. Harity. In computer science, Mr. Harity never failed to make us laugh and created a fun atmosphere. He is very interesting in how students are doing in his class, but also outside of it. He was one of Joe's favorite teachers he's ever had. Thank you, Mr. Harity, for making learning fun and creating a lasting interest in computer science. Mr. Harity. Tanner Miller chose Mr. Giordano. Tanner had Mr. G as a teacher for both freshman and senior year. He didn't enjoy your class, What stands out to him, and when you care for your students, not just in school, but their lives outside of school. Mr. Giordano would always make a point to ask how the baseball season is going and how you're doing. Thank you, Mr. G.
Hey, Ava's here.
Adam Gaskell chose Mrs. Giordano. Mrs. G is a teacher who invests in her students and cares about their success. Adam always enjoyed his time in her class and knew that he could go to her when he needed extra help. Adam always appreciated their baseball talks and felt like she genuinely cared about the team and how we're doing. Thank you, Mrs. G, for having an impact and making a difference. First shot chose Mr. Sorrell. Mr. Sorrell made a huge impact on my first experience learning a second language when I was in 8th grade at East. Mr. Sorrell was also my 8th grade basketball coach, and his support extended far beyond the classroom. On the court, he constantly encouraged me to do my best and believed in my potential as an athlete. He's the kind of teacher and coach that makes a lasting difference, and I'm truly grateful for everything he's done. Thank you, Mr. Sorrell. Aiden Ramsey chose Mr. Howard. Mr. Howard had an impact on me in 6th grade when it came to math. I thank him for making that year fun for me, since I was never a big math person until my 6th grade year, and he made that very fun for me. I'd also like to thank him for the lasting impact that he has left not only on myself, but also my family. The memories that I made in his class, I'll cherish forever. Thanks, Mr. Howard. One big round of applause one more time for our teachers and the impact they've had on our seniors. And at this time, our teachers will throw out a first pitch to our players.
Horrible drive. I hope to never do that again. 47.
Well, Perry, we had 10 players out there for a ceremonial first pitch tonight. That's quite a sight. That's always neat to see that, and it's always good to honor the educators, because I think at times people lose sight of the fact that we come to school to learn. Athletics is an extracurricular activity. I'm not saying athletics is bad. Athletics is good. I think it builds character and everything. But the primary purpose for these kids being here is to get an education and get them set for life. And,
absolutely correct. Go ahead.
Well, Perry, the Millers have not lost a game in a long time. They lost to Rossville back, I believe, on the 21st of April, and since then they've been on a winning streak, and they have been
7
hot.
in a row.
Yeah, and they could possibly make it 8 tonight, and then they go to Kokomo next week on Monday, and then next week on the 15th and 16th. Actually, the next 2 weeks. They got a tough schedule coming up. They've got Brownsburg, which has been playing. The Bulldogs have been playing very well.
I think they're 5-5 in the conference.
Yep, 5-5 in the conference, and then they'll wrap up the season with Zionsville, who right now is tied with the Millers at 6-3. So it doesn't get any easier, for the rest of the series. And then, of course, they'll have a few days off, and they'll go to sectional play over at Carmel.
Yeah, it's right around the corner here. It's hard to believe.
Yes, it is. It seems like the season just began a few days ago, and of course, Mother Nature just hasn't been too good to us this year. We've had, all of these teams have had a lot of rainouts, a lot of scheduled juggling in that, and they've all actually missed some games because they've had to cancel some of their non-conference games to get to get the 14 conference games in here in the HCC, because they're still playing the home and away series here with each team, and this is of course the second meeting between these two teams this year, with the first meeting happening last night down at Ken Seitz Field. And as we said earlier, the Millers won that one 3-1 last night. Let's talk a little bit about the pitchers that are going out to the mound tonight, Perry. For the Millers, it's going to be Joe Glander, and for the Royals, it's going to be Dylan Cope. Both of those guys are probably some of the better pitchers on their respective team.
Yes, they are. Both of them are. Cope and Glander are very good pitchers. Cope is averaging earned run average is 3 runs, and the ERA for Glander is .66, Brad, and he has a 3-2 record.
That's amazing. That
made 6 appearances.
Yeah.
Cope has no wins and no losses, but has 8 appearances this season.
Yeah, the one thing that's happened so far this season for the Royals, unfortunately, is they haven't been really able to put a lot of games together. They've had some hitting, they've had some pitching, they've had defense, but it just hasn't really totally come together for this team, and some untimely errors and things like that have cost them some games. It's a tough situation, but then again, so many people ask me, and I'm sure you get the same question from people, what's going on with these teams? And I say, I can answer it in 3 letters: HCC, Hoosier Crossroads Conference. The competition in this conference is just absolutely fierce. And as a baseball fan and a baseball lover, I just love these HCC games because regardless of how well or how bad a team is playing, it's almost like any given day. What was that old NFL saying? On any given Sunday, that another team can beat another team, and that's exactly what happens here. And in that, the HCC is almost like a fraternity,
Yeah, and it's got very good coaching. Getting ready to turn this over to Craig Atkins for the introduction of starting lineups for both teams. So we'll turn it over to Craig Atkins.
The Hamilton Southeastern Royals and your Noblesville Millers. Let's first meet the starters for Hamilton Southeastern. Leading off and playing second base, number 9, Maddox Bach. Hitting second, the third baseman, 19, Jackson Bixler. Hitting third and catching, 7, Parker Osteen. Batting fourth, playing first, 27, Michael Hogue. Batting fifth in left field, number 23, Clark Boucher. Hitting sixth in right field, 26, Cy Cole. Batting seventh in center field, number 1, Kyan Kelly. Hitting eighth, shortstop, number 3, Trey McManama. Batting ninth, the DH 13, Chase Bradle. And pitching tonight for the Royals is number 17, Dylan Cope. Head coach for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals is Corey Seitz. And now let's meet the starters for your Noblesville Millers. Leading off, the first baseman, number 2, Trevor Corbett. Hitting second, the shortstop, number 15, Aiden Reynolds. Hitting third and playing center field, number 17, Cole Schott. Hitting fourth in right field, number 9, Tanner Miller. Hitting fifth, the DH, number 1, Luke Hagelskamp. Batting straight from left field, number 27, Aiden Ramsey. Hitting 7th, playing third base, 11, Chris Martz. Batting 8th and pitching, number 4, Joe Glander. Hitting 9th, number 24, second baseman, Zach Glander. Behind the plate for the Millers, number 7, Garrett Dixon. Head coach for the Millers in his 21st year is Justin Keever. He's assisted by Kevin Casero, Scott Henson, Ashley Loren, Quentin Miller, and Bryce Will. At this time, fans, we ask that you all please rise. Those who are able to, and if you're wearing a cap, please remove that as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Well, here at Dunker Field, Perry, we are just about ready to go with Millers Baseball here on Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville. And I am very, very happy to report, I'm going to say ecstatic to report, that there is absolutely zero rain in the state of Indiana as we speak.
That's a good thing.
That's a fantastic thing. We just haven't had that. We haven't been blessed with weather like this.
No, this is great weather.
In a while, it seems like almost every game we do, there's a threat of some rain or some thunder showers, or we're getting a delay here, a delay there. But right now here at Dunker Field, it is 66 degrees. Wind is out of the north-northeast at about 8 miles an hour. And here's one that's going to really be interesting tonight, because it may help the hitters a little bit, even with that inbound breeze. Humidity is down to 31%, so
wow.
We could possibly see some long ball tonight. And that. Joe Glander getting his warm-ups in. Wells will send it Maddox Bach, Jackson Bixler, and Parker Osteen to start this game.
Behind the plate for the Millers tonight, Garrett Dixon. At first base, Trevor Corbett. Second base, Zach Glander. He's only a freshman. Shortstop, Aiden Reynolds. Third base, Chris Martz. In the outfield, in left field, Hayden Ramsey. In center field, Chris Schatz. And in right field, Tanner Miller.
A good experienced team out there for Coach Justin Keever and the Millers.
Well, you basically saw that when we had the ceremony here before the game. There's 10 seniors on this ball club. So,
well, we are ready to go for the first pitch here. The first batter to face Joe Glander will be Maddox Bach. Bach comes in here with a .286 batting average.
Yeah, Brad, and he's committed to the University of Indianapolis next season.
It's a good baseball program down there at UIndy. First pitch from Glander. Big swing and a miss by Bach.
Glander's really been pitching well for the Millers.
The 0-1.
Ooh.
That one hits the lower inside corner. It's 0-2.
Glander has 40 strikeouts on the season, has only walked 15. Oh,
that one hits him on the elbow.
Nothing's worse than getting 2 strikes on a batter and then hit him.
Yeah, that's true. Now, we'll have to keep an eye on Maddox Bach because you and I were talking about this before the game.
He's got good speed.
He's got great speed. Right now, he's got, I believe, 26 or 28 stolen bases on the season, which is a season record for the Royals. And he also holds a career record for stolen bases for the Royals. So we'll just have to see. Joe Glander's probably going to be pretty careful with him. And
28.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him throw over there, but I also wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Bach take off early in the count. Jackson Bixler steps up to the plate, playing third. He had a pretty good lead there, but decided not to go. Bixler takes that first pitch for a called strike. Bach getting a nice-sized lead. Glander goes to first.
March is in on the grass here because first time out squared around to bunt here. Bixler did, so let's see what he does this time.
Still 0-1, squares to bunt once
Here they
again.
come.
Puts the bunt down. Going to be a good sacrifice.
Oh,
Glander cannot make the pickup. I think he thought he had it in his hand, but then he started to stand before he got a good grip on the ball. And Joe Glander makes an error, and that puts Jackson Bixler on first on the air, and Maddox Bach on second. So the Royals got a runner in scoring position with no outs already, and Parker Osteen steps in.
Good chance here you might see another bunt here.
Outside, ball one. Osteen being a left-handed batter.
He's batting .283 on the season.
Yeah, I don't.
Has 17 hits.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see Bach take off here. I would question whether he would or not. That one's way outside too. 2-0. Rocky start here for Joe Glander. That's not like him, Perry. Two on, no outs. The 2-0 pitch. On the way from Glander. Held up his swing, but still got called for the strike. That makes it 2 balls and a strike.
You know, the one thing about it is Glander's throwing strikes. It's this on Bach, he had 2 quick strikes on him and then hit him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bunt laid down by Bixler, it was a routine. And
yeah. One would have thought that, I mean, you can grant Bach second base on that almost automatically on that sacrifice attempt, but I'm, a little bit surprised with Joe's usually a much better fielder too.
I think he was thinking ahead there.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch. Outside, runs him full. First 2 batters were in and out of there quickly. Now Osteen's run up to a 3-2 count. Osteen calls time, steps out.
Osteen, the catcher. He's a junior.
Mm-hmm. Another 3-2 pitch, but Glander turns to throw to second. There's nobody there to cover, but...
Yeah, but they're worried about Bach,
yeah.
Stealing.
And rightfully so.
Yeah. Best way to combat Bach is not let him get on the base.
Yeah, no doubt. Full count pitch, bouncer. Another error. And the Royals are probably going to score here. They do. Who do we call the error on that one? I did not see who that was.
Because both Corbett and Zach Glander was there. But anyways, it was an error, so.
Well, I'm just going to put an E there. So the Royals have already scored a run without even getting a hit.
Yeah, Adam Wolf is running at first base for Osteen.
For Osteen.
Courtesy runner. Runners at the corner here. No outs.
So Maddox Box scores. Jackson Bixler ends up on third. Parker Osteen at first. Michael Hogue at the plate. Big swing and a miss. Strike one. Glander had Osteen up there with a full count. They do call an error on that last play, Perry. That's well hit into right center.
That's trouble.
Go all the way to the fence. That's probably going to score two runs. Michael Hogue is around second. He's going to go into third. There's going to be a play there. The ball gets away, goes toward the dugout, but Hogue unable to go beyond third base. But the triple by Michael Hogue scores two unearned runs.
A good play by Aiden Ramsey there. The left fielder came up and was backing up Martz at third base on the pass ball, and that kept him from scoring.
Yeah, otherwise Hogue might have
scored.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
Well, the Millers get themselves down 3-0 here real quick.
2 errors, 1 hit, and 1 hit batsman so far.
Error, they gave the error on Zach Glander, so both errors are Glanders. Pass ball, but Hogue didn't go.
Yeah, that was a fastball, and it kind of hit, it kind of hit the fence there in the back and bounced back. So Hogue will be on his way to Greencastle to play at DePaul next year.
Yeah, he sure will.
Or DePaul, excuse me. The 0-1 coming to Boucher. Evens it up at 1 apiece.
Boucher batting .213. He has 13 hits on the season.
The 1-1. Bounce foul down the right side. Makes it 1-2 on Clark Boucher. Joe Glander having a rough start here, Perry. He's just not used to that. 3 runs already in with no outs yet. Swing and a miss. Now there is an out. So there's 1 down, and that'll bring up right fielder Cy Cole.
Right fielder 26,
Cy Cole batting .265. He has 9 hits on the season.
For some reason, the Millers are coming in very, very close.
Trying to get him at the plate.
Yeah. That one gets away.
Here he comes.
Here comes Hogue. He's going to get caught in the middle. And they get him.
That's a big out right there.
Yes, it is. That makes 2 outs and gets that runner at third.
But the story of this first inning so far has really been those 2 errors committed.
Yeah, Hogue kind of hesitated there at third base before he took off, and I think had he not hesitated as much, he might have been able to score. But he ended up kind of hung out to dry there. And
2-0.
Cy Cole, the batter, the right fielder. That one misses. That makes it 3-0. Second batter that Joe Glanders sent 3 balls to. The 3-0, that one's way outside. So Cy Cole reaches on the walk. That'll bring up center fielder Kyan Kelly. Kelly's batting 194 in the season. You know, one of the strange things, Perry, you look at the stats here, and you know, the Millers are 12-8, the Royals 9-13, but both of them, they're within 2 points of each other on their team batting average.
Yes, yes.
With the Millers batting 235 or 233 as a team, and the Royals batting 235. You don't see that very often.
No.
So Kyan Kelly is up to the plate, the center fielder. 7th Royal to come to the plate in this inning. That one gets away. And Cy Cole is going to get second. Wonder if they'll call that a wild pitch or a pass ball.
Dixon having trouble with his equipment here.
Yeah. Can't seem to get the buckle on there straight. I'm going to call that a wild pitch. That was pretty well out of the zone. That puts another Royal at in scoring position. Cy Cole out there in second. Kyan Kelly squared to bunt, but the pitch came way inside, and he got the bat back in time. 2-0. The 2-0 from Joe Glander. Looks back to second. That
There's
one
a
hits the
strike
lower
there.
outside corner.
That's his first strike in 5 pitches.
Yeah. Yeah, he walked Cole on 4 pitches.
I'm sorry, 6.
Yep. The 2-1. That one's fouled back, evens it up at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And 2 outs.
Glander's already thrown 25 pitches in this inning. The 2-2 to Kyan Kelly. Swing and a miss. The ball is dropped, so they have to go to first, but they do get the strikeout then. 3-0 in favor of the Royals in the middle of the first. We'll be back with the bottom of the first after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. I'm Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. And Perry, this is the best start the Royals have had all season. Dylan Cope takes the mound with a 3-0 lead.
Let's talk a little bit about Mr. Dylan Cope. He's made 8 appearances this season, no decisions. He's pitched 30.1 innings, given up 32 hits, 19 runs, struck out 29, and has faced 122 batters. So Dylan Cope is on the mound.
You know, if you'd have given us those stats first and said, what do you think his record is?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would have said 0-0.
Yeah, absolutely. Corbin Reynolds and Schott is the Miller's 1-2-3 batters here.
Defensively for the Royals, left to right, it'll be Clark Boucher in left, Kyan Kelly in center, Cy Cole in right. Across the infield, third to first, Jackson Bixler, Trey McManama, Maddox Bach, and Michael Hogue, and the catcher, Parker Osteen. Throw down for the last warm-up pitch, and we are ready to go back to baseball. Trevor Corbett will lead it off for the Millers in the bottom of the first.
Corbett batting .396. He's the leading hitter on the Millers. 48 at bats, 19 hits. But in the last 5 games, he's batted .429.
Wow.
He's getting ready to go to St. Xavier University next year.
Miller's got a lot of punch in that lineup, in that top part of their lineup. First pitch to Corbett is low and outside, ball 1. Gorgeous afternoon here in Noblesville.
Sure, it certainly is.
Not a cloud in the sky.
We haven't seen that for a while.
No, we certainly haven't. That one's a little bit high, 2-0. Beautiful Friday evening. The 2-0. That's a little bit outside. Cope in danger of putting the leadoff runner on base.
Corbett's also walked 19 times, so he has 19 hits and now 20 walks. So when you can get on a base 39 times so far this season, that's...
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's, well, take that 396 average, too.
Yeah, yeah. At the plate now for the Millers is Aiden Reynolds. Reynolds batting .255. He's a junior, and he has 12 hits. But these last 5 games, he's batted .357. He was injured at the beginning of the season and struggled, but last 5 games he's really been hitting the ball.
Well,
First strike.
Yep, finally hits the plate for a called strike. Corbett with only 1 stolen base this season. Not a big threat to run. That one's a little bit low and outside, evens it up at 1-1.
Osteen was thinking about throwing it down there, but he decided differently when he seen Corbett getting back.
Corbett's getting what I would say a typical lead. That's a little bit low, makes it 2-1.
The one thing you got to be careful, Brad throwing down to first here as being a catcher, is that sun's right in that first baseman's eyes.
No doubt about it. Corbett got a pretty good jump there. I don't think he was aiming to steal, but I think he was thinking if I can get some, if Reynolds can make contact here,
yeah, he can
possibly avoid the double play or at least get to second or possibly to third on a base hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Aiden Reynolds at the plate.
Ooh.
A little bit inside.
Full count here. The one thing about it with Corbett down there, man, he's a very intelligent baseball player. This is his 4th year to start for the
No
Millers.
doubt. There he goes on the can anybody get to that?
No.
It's down in the bullpen. That does go out of play. All the way out of the park. Thought for a moment there that might hang up a little bit more, but it didn't. So we'll have another 3-2 pitch here to Aiden Reynolds.
Corbett had a good jump down there.
Yeah, he
though.
did take off with that pitch on the 3-2 pitch. The 3-2 from Cope. That one's driven into right center. Cy Cole had to move just about maybe 10 steps over to his right, and he makes the play. So Aiden Reynolds is retired on the flyout. 1 down now here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up center fielder Cole Schott.
Cole Schott's batting .246. He has 15 hits on the season.
And once again, Corbett took off with the pitch on that. One of the things I really like, and you've mentioned it several times, Barry, during the broadcast, is Corbett's a good, smart ball player.
Well, yeah, and we talked about it in other games, too. The kid's played every position in the infield.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of settled in there over there at first here these last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
He's played short. He's played second.
1 down, 1 on. Oh, that one's going to go into right field, and Corbett's going to end up at least at third. Is the throw from Catcher Parker Osteen down to Michael Hogue was probably at least 5 feet to the right of Hogue. So Corbett ends up on third. We'll call an error on the catcher, Parker Osteen.
The one thing about it, and we don't give him enough credit, that had a lot to do with the way Corbett got jumped out there.
No doubt about it.
That rushes the catcher to throw down there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good pitch.
Yep,
right
the
there.
1-0 is called a called strike, so it's 1-1. Miller's with a runner in scoring position at third. One down. Bouncer just past the shortstop, McAnima.
That's a base hit.
That'll be a base hit for Coleshot, and he'll get a run batted in. That'll bring up Tanner Miller. Batting cleanup today.
Yeah, Tanner is a right fielder. He's batting .276, and he has 16 hits on the season. But, Brad, like we were talking a while ago, last 5 games he is batting .412. So, he's heading to Wabash College.
Well, that's part of the reason the Millers haven't lost a game in several weeks. Fouled back off to the right.
Scott Schatz can run the bases too real well. You got a pretty good lead over there.
He's got 8 stolen bases so far this season.
About an average lead right this time.
Mm-hmm. To third. They turn 1. Will they get 2? No, they don't.
No, Miller's quick.
Yeah, Miller was pretty quick down the line there, but they did get the lead runner and shot on a 5-6.
Hagelskamp coming to the plate.
And Miller will officially reach with a fielder's choice. The designated hitter Luke Hagelskamp will step in.
He's batting .297. He has 11 hits, and he's headed to Blackhawk College.
First pitch to Hagelkamp is a pop-up. Right fielder coming in. He's got it.
Nice catch out there.
Nice catch by Cy Cole. So in the inning, Millers get 1. It's 3-1. We'll be back with inning 2 after this.
We're back here at the dunk. Joe Glander back on the mound here. Joe had a tough first inning, 2 errors committed, and 1 hit by Hogue. So
long first inning too, almost 25 minutes.
Yeah, and he pitched through 26 pitches. So that's actually really, Brad, he really started off good the first 2 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
Were strikes, and then he hit Bach.
Yeah.
And then the bunt, and away they go. But that's baseball.
So the Royals will bring up the 8, 9, and 1 batters in Corey Seitz's order. That'll be Trey McManama, the designated hitter, Chase Bradle, and back to the top of the order for Maddox Bach.
McManama is batting 136. He's got 6 hits on the season here.
His biggest hit came a couple weeks ago with a grand slam homer.
Oh, man. So his bat's got some pop then, huh?
That one goes over his head, ball 1. McManama, a junior. Ooh, inside. 2-0. There's a called strike.
Two and one on the batter.
The 2-1s fouled back, evens it up at 2-2. Millers get the whole weekend off, Perry.
Yeah, and then they come back on Monday and go to Kokomo. And we'll be at girls softball.
Yep.
On Monday and Tuesday.
2-2 to McManama. He's rung up, strike three. Royals will go home tonight, and they'll face the Hamilton Heights Huskies tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock at Ken Seitz Field. Chase Bradle, the designated hitter, steps in. Younger brother of Ty Bradle.
Yes.
Ty now down there at Florida Southern in Lakeland. Started out
That's
at Ball
not a bad
State.
place to be.
Good. I wouldn't mind being there.
Yeah, especially this time of year.
Yeah. Although it's starting to get a little warmer in Florida now. Yeah. Lakeland's a nice community. There's a bouncer to first. Who's going to get there?
Got him.
Nice play by Joe Glander.
Yeah, that was a big play. You know, amazing. I go to some practices, and I know you've been. Man, these coaches practice with pitchers and first basemen. They practice it and practice it and practices.
Well,
so it's not an easy task to do.
Oh, no, not at all.
There.
Maddox Bach will step in for the Royals. 2 down here in the top of the second.
He's a leadoff hitter.
He was hit by a pitch. Eventually scored the first run for the Royals in the first inning.
He pulled that back.
You know, anytime I see a pitcher field a ball and have to make a throw to a base, it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
They're good at throwing to the plate, but boy, sometimes you see some really weird stuff.
And they rush it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They really do.
Ball and a strike in Maddox Bach.
You know, there's a reason that people don't coaches don't like pitchers to catch fly balls and stuff. Their skill level and fielding is. Except the other night when they brought Trevor Corbett in. Of course, Corbett's played every position.
Yeah. That makes a lot of difference.
Yeah. 1-2 here, 2 outs.
Bach bounces that one foul down the left side. Count remains 1-2. The 1-2 fouled back again.
Ox hanging tough right there.
You know, you talk about the sun. Got the sun just on that bank of trees out there in right field. And what a beautiful background.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Still 1-2, 2 down, nobody on. Bach takes called strike 3. He's out, and the Royals are out in the top of the second. We'll be back after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Okay. Well, we're back here at the dunk. Brad and I were talking at the inning there that Lander, made up some pitches. He threw 26 the first inning.
Only 13 here in the second, yeah.
So
and he looked sharp.
Yeah.
2 strikeouts. Also made a brilliant defensive play there over at first base.
Yeah. He's got 4 strikeouts now.
Mm-hmm.
Aiden Ramsey, the batter for the Millers, coming up.
Yeah, that's a pretty good omen for the Millers with 2 innings and 4 strikeouts already. The 6, 7, and 8 batters in Justin Keever's order will be coming up to face Dylan Cope here in the second. Aiden Ramsey, Chris Martz, and Joe Glander.
Aiden Ramsey hitting 146. He's got 10 hits. He has 1 home run on the season and 1 double. He's the left fielder.
First pitch from Cope. No one outside for ball 1. The 1-0. Little bit low, 2-0.
Of course, one of the plays in the first inning there, Ramsey made by coming from left field to back up the third baseman.
Yeah.
And when the ball got past him, that would have been a run if Ramsey had not come from that left field spot.
He went, makes it 2-1. That's what you call good heads-up play.
Absolutely. And he's a senior. He knows. He knows. He's also going to Wabash.
The 2-1 to Ramsey. A little bit low, 3-1. That sun right now is really at a rather precarious point for the players on the right side of the field.
Absolutely.
They're looking right into it.
Ball 4.
So for the second inning in a row, the Millers draw a walk by their leadoff batter. This time it's Aiden Ramsey who gets it.
Chris Martz, the batter, he's hitting 171. He's got 6 hits on the season.
Aiden Ramsey with 3 stolen bases so far this season. Getting a pretty good lead over there at first. Fake going down.
One thing about it, too, is they get a good secondary. That was a good secondary lead there after that pitch was coming home.
Yeah, he got a couple good strides there. Did the same thing again there. That one almost got away from Parker Onstein. It kind of bounced off his glove and
that was a nice stop.
Yeah, came up right in front of his face, and unfortunately for Ramsey, he could not go anywhere.
He's going.
That time he gets in there.
So Ramsey with a stolen base here. I think Osteen got hit in the foot there, so.
Three and 0 is the count. March didn't have to sacrifice Ramsey down to first.
No.
Cope needs to hit the strike zone here. Another pitch way out of the strike zone. That's 2 walks in a row given up by Dylan Cope. The Millers with no outs have got 1 in scoring position and 2 on the bases.
Joe Glander can help himself here.
He sure can. Justin Keever out there with a few words for him. It looks like we're going to take a little time out and have a little conference at the mound. And Perry, let's talk a little bit of strategy here with Joe Glander. You think a sacrifice bunt is in order for him? Get those runners over to second and third?
Well, you know, Keever likes to move runners around.
Mm-hmm. The Millers have done a good job of it.
Yeah, the one thing about it is, you know, and Joe's batting .239 on the season. He's got 1 triple on 7 hits. No, I'm sorry, 11 hits. So, you know, there could be a possibility, and that may be what they're talking about out there, but I'm sure they're talking to Cope more than strategy out there.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Home plate umpire goes out and says, okay, guys, you've had enough. Let's go. Let's get this game underway. Millers break up their conference over there on the third base side. Joe Glander steps up to the plate.
So you got Martz and Ramsey on base, both of them on base home balls. So Let's see what kind of lead Ramsey's getting.
Yeah. Martz walked on 4 pitches. Ramsey walked on a 3-1 count.
Let's see how much is the shortstop was trying to hold him to Mamana. He's going to pull it back now.
Another one outside. He's been outside on every one of those balls that he's thrown.
Yeah, he's struggling.
Miller's trying to get some on the board here.
Joe squaring around.
Glenn, yep, squares to bunt. Another one low and outside. Dylan Cope.
He's just basically consistent at throwing the ball outside right now.
Every pitch that's been called a ball has been low and outside. 2-0. Glander squares to bunt again. 3-0, same place. That plate was about 6 inches wider. He had him struck out there. Cope in danger of walking the bases full. That time he gets the corner. Now it's 3-1.
I'm not sure Joe's even thinking about bunting, to be quite honest, but because he squares around so early.
Mm-hmm.
But that may be his style too. Joe doesn't bunt much. So.
Well, the art of bunting is probably one of the toughest things in baseball.
Big time.
That's going to be ball 4, so the bases are loaded with no outs.
Let's see if he lets
3
Joe.
walks in a row.
He's not going to let Joe. Gaskell's coming in. Adam Gaskell coming in to run for Joe Glander. I didn't think he'd let him run.
Yeah.
Gaskell's a senior, and he's also going to Wabash. The Millers got 3 guys going to Wabash. Now, younger brother, freshman, Zach Glander has the opportunity to help his brother. Brotherly love here. Let's see if we have it.
So Gaskell, the courtesy runner at first. The bases are loaded, no outs. We're in the bottom of the second. Zach Glander at the plate. Another low and outside pitch from Cope.
One thing the Millers don't want to do is to hit into a double play here, but there's a strike.
That one finally hits the corner. Evens it up at 1-1.
Bixler's looking for a bunt here, maybe. He's coming charging. No.
Another one way outside that time. 2-1.
You got to be careful with that pitch because, man, that's a tough pitch. If it gets a little bit more outside, Osteen's going to have a hard time getting it. Strike right down.
Strike 2. Evens it up at 2-2. The bases are loaded, no outs. Miller's trying to get at least 1 or 2 here, try to tie this up. Another one low and outside.
You got pitcher warming up in the bullpen for
the full count.
Ball 4. So Ramsey scores.
And Dylan Cope has walked the first 4 batters here in this inning. Aiden Ramsey touches the plate, and everybody moves up another one.
This is the top of the order here.
Yeah, that'll bring up Trevor Corbett. He reached on a walk his first time up.
And he's a very, very dangerous leadoff hitter. And the leading hitter for the Millers.
Millers will be content to take
they're going to take.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the take sign on right now so they get some strikes.
Cope just has not been able to hit that outside corner. Another one outside.
Osteen's doing a good job back out behind that plate.
Yeah, he's really challenged him so far in this inning. Still no outs. 1 in. The bases loaded. Bottom of the second.
There's a strike.
Finally gets a called strike.
He was taken all the way.
Yeah. 3-1.
Pitch looked a little low there.
Pop up.
Ooh,
who's going to get there?
He missed it.
Yeah, he lost it in the sun. Yeah, we'll have to see how they rule that one. Looks like that's going to be an error.
I kind of thought it was too. He misjudged it really bad.
So on the play, Chris Martz scores.
So we're all tied up here.
Joe Glander moves to third.
Coach
Zach Glander on first.
Coach Side's going to the mound.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a pitching change here.
Yeah, they're coming this way. Let's see the number here, Brad.
While we make a pitching change, we'll take this network timeout.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
We are back at Dunker Field. Royals about to make a pitching change. We'll see Josh Lesniewski come in from the bullpen.
Ledusky has an ERA of 2.92. He's 2-2 on the season. This is his 7th appearance for the Royals. He's pitched 26.1 innings, given up 19 hits, 15 runs, 13 walks, and 26 strikeouts. He's thrown to 104 batters. He's a lefty, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
He's thrown quite a few innings for the Royals.
Yeah, he's done some starting assignments, but
mostly
he's
relief.
mostly been a middle or long reliever.
Okay. I guess this game is long, right?
No doubt about it.
In more ways than one. Aiden Reynolds, the batter here for the Millers.
Still no outs. The bases are loaded. 2 runs are in to tie it up.
Reynolds flew out the first time. You got Corbin on first, Zach Glander on second, Gaskell running for Joe Glander on third, and Aiden Reynolds at the plate.
Another one outside.
Maybe we need to move the plate over, Randy.
Yeah. Well, it needs to be a little bit wider, I guess.
Yeah. Oh.
That one's fouled just about straight back. Evens it up at a ball and a strike on Reynolds. Flew out to the right fielder, Cy Cole, his first time up in the first inning. Four walks and an error. Another one way outside and high. That's a called strike, makes it 2-2. Nobody out. The bases are loaded. 2 runs are already in here for the Millers in the bottom of the second. Swing and a miss.
Nice pitch.
Nice off speed there that broke there at the last minute.
1 out here.
Bases still loaded. That'll bring up Cole's shot. He had a base hit his first time up.
The center fielder, Cole Shot.
Nobody's being held on out there, of course, because they're playing back.
Shot pops that one up, foul over the press box.
They're basically, the outfield's playing basically medium deep.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to hit to the left side, the right side is nice pitch right there. 0-2.
From Lesniewski. A little bit low. Makes it a 1-2 count on Cole Shot. Tanner Miller on deck. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. So Lesniewski has come in here and struck out 2 batters in a row.
And basically on that same last pitch for the third strike.
Bottom just dropped out of those.
Yeah. Tanner Miller, the next batter for the Millers.
He reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Two outs, bases are loaded for Tanner Miller. One's low and inside. Ball 1. Popped up, that's going to go out of the stadium. A ball and a strike on Tanner Miller.
This is a big out right here for the Royals.
Miller scored 1 in the first, 2 so far here in the second.
We're all even at 3-3.
4 walks and an error have led to these runs. Another one that just misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Adam Gaskell, the courtesy runner at third.
Ooh,
shot foul. Ooh.
Good thing Gaskell ducked. That ball was whizzing down that line.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The bases are loaded. Tanner Miller at the plate. 8th batter so far in here in the bottom of the second. The 2-2. Well hit ball to left center field.
He's got the beat on it. Oh, my goodness.
Kyan Kelly, the center fielder, comes over and stops the bleeding for the Royals.
That's a big out.
Yeah, that was a good play.
Made me a little nervous out there, though.
We're all tied at 3. We'll be back with the third after this. Mark your calendar, May 30th, 6 to 9. One of the biggest events of the season in Noblesville. Almost as big as that 4th of July parade, Perry.
Yeah, it's
the bed race.
Great. The Boys and Girls Club sponsors that.
That guarantees to be a fun event.
And if you're not able to come downtown Noblesville and see that, you can watch that on HCTV1.com.
We will be there.
Live.
We're all tied up at 3 going into the top of the third. Royals got all 3 of their runs in the top of the first. Millers put one across in the second, or rather the first, two across in the second. They had the bases loaded. So far, the Millers have left.
First up, the Royals here at the top of the third inning. Third baseman 19, Jackson Bixler.
Royals step up.
There's 2 errors on Southeastern.
This is Jackson Bixler at the plate. That one gets away. 2-0. Bixler reached on an error.
Ooh.
Wow. 3-0.
It looked like it broke right in
Yeah.
there, but, you know, the umpire's in the way of us, so we can't really, it's very hard to judge up and down that back here.
That's a called strike.
3-1. All 4 high.
Jackson Bixler reaches on the walk. Last night it was strikeout after strikeout after strikeout. Tonight it's walk after walk after walk. Brings Parker Osteen to the plate. He reached on an error in the first, eventually scored the Royals' third run.
Bixler's got 3 stolen bases on the season. He's getting a pretty good lead over there on Lander.
First pitch is a called strike. Hot shot just out of the reach of Zach Lander. That gets by the right fielder. And on the play, Jackson Bixler is going to take third. So we'll credit Osteen with a base hit.
And then the error on the right field.
Yeah, the error on taking E9 there to get him to second. And Bixler. So that's 3 errors now on the Millers. Michael Hogue comes to bat. He had a triple his first time up. First pitch to Hogue from Glander is a swing and that's a foul ball. Jumped a little too soon. I was going to say swing and a miss, but he did foul tip it.
No, he didn't, because he ran. I mean, the guys on second, they didn't send him back.
Oh, okay. All righty. He must have missed it then. My mistake. Another swing and a miss. Hogue down on a count 0-2. He took an 0-1 pitch out to right center field for a triple his first time up. Got hung up between third and home. Eventually was called out. That
Nice
one
block
bounces
there
in,
by
yeah.
Dixon.
Dixon made a good block on that. 2-1 on Michael Hogue. No outs. Royals on second and third. The pitch from Glander.
He got him.
Called strike 3. One down here in the third. Clark Boucher steps up to the plate. Struck out swinging in the first. Joe Glander now with 50 pitches in the game. Boucher steps back in.
Pitch for a strike.
0-1, 1 down, 2 on. Boucher with that bright yellow bat. Turns to bunt, misses. 0-2. He struck out on a 1-2 count his last time up. Cy Cole on deck. The 1-2 bounced right to home, or back to first.
Nice play right there.
Yeah, Glander made a nice play on that. Had a good throw over to first. 2 are down now here in the top of the third. That'll bring Cy Cole to the plate. He walked on 4 pitches in the first inning.
26, Cy Cole.
Outside.
2 down here. Runners on second and third. Wolf on second. Bixler on third.
Glander's thrown 15 pitches so far in this inning.
He steps back off the mound.
Jackson Bixler on third. Parker Osteen on second.
Outside, 2-0.
They did put a courtesy runner in there for Osteen. It's Adam Wolf again. I did not see him come out of the dugout. 2-0 on Cole. Bounces that one foul to the right side. Two balls, 1 strike on Cy Cole. Giving him a lot of room in right center field. Holds up in time, makes it 3-1. We're in the top of the third, all tied up at 3. 2 down, 2 on. 3-1 the count. Now 3-2.
Full count.
I think Cole had the take sign all the way on that one because that was a nice pitch.
Yeah.
Nice fastball. The full count pitch. That one's going to go down to the corner. Royals are going to take the lead. They're going to score 2. And Cy Cole is going to be in standing with a stand-up double. Good bit of clutch hitting by Cy Cole, Perry.
Absolutely, with 2 strikes on him. Full count.
So that'll bring up Kyan Kelly, the center fielder. Struck out his first time up.
Next up, the center fielder, number 1, Kyan Kelly.
First pitch to Kelly. He bunts that. That goes foul. That thing bounced about 20 feet in the air.
Yeah, it did.
Sounded like it hit the plate. The 0-1 pitch. On the way to Kyan Kelly. 0-2.
Couldn't make up his mind whether he wanted to swing or
Yeah.
not. Really.
Had a good pitch to hit there, too. The 0-2 pitch. Bouncer to first. Corbett picks it up, takes it unassisted. We're done with the top of the third. Royals get 2, 5-3 in favor of the Royals. We'll be back after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. A lot of activity on this field so far today, Perry. A lot of pitches thrown, a lot of hitting, a lot of...
Much different last night's game, right?
Yeah, by a little over an hour into the game last night, this game was already nearing the 5th or 6th inning.
Yeah.
Josh Lesniewski back out on the mound for the Royals for his second inning of work.
And certainly got them out of a huge jam come in.
Yeah, Dylan Cope just could not hit the plate there in the beginning of the second inning. Worked the first 4 batters in a row.
And wasn't close.
No. And then an error by the right fielder really opened the floodgates for the Millers, and they managed to score 2 runs. That time they had the score all tied up at 3-3, and then the Royals come back here in the top of the third with 2 more.
First batter for Noblesville here in the bottom of the third inning. The DH, number 1, Luke Hagelskamp.
The designated hitter Luke Hagelskamp will step in. He flew out to right field his first time up. Last out of the first inning.
Ooh.
That was a little high and outside.
That's a Bob Uecker pitch.
Yeah,
there,
I'd say
man.
we could give that the Bob Uecker call. Fouled that one straight back.
Of course, the people who watch this game here probably don't even know who Bob Uecker is.
Yeah, I think you'd be surprised. I think a lot more people know who he was than... I know I used to really enjoy listening to him when he was doing Brewers baseball, when he was doing national baseball, and he was at his best when he was with Johnny Carson on the Tonight Show.
1-2. Royals lead 5-3 here.
Little bit low again. Evens it up at 2-2. We're in the bottom of the third. Popped up. Will there be a play on that? I think that's going to end up on this. That's going to end up in the seats. Michael Hogue chased it down as far as he could get there to the fence, and
his arms were just wasn't long enough.
Yep.
Of course, he'd had to have some pretty long arms there.
Fielders are going to have a really, really tough time with that sun right now. You can see them shading their eyes with their gloves already. The 2-2. Bouncer. Shortstop has got it. Throw over to first. Got him. Close play. But Hagelskamp is retired 5-3.
Aiden Ramsey coming to the plate here.
Jackson Bixler made a nice play on that, Perry, but he kind of took his time getting that throw over there and made it a really, really close play. Aiden Ramsey, who was the first to walk in the second inning, scored the Millers' second run there in that 2-run bottom of the second. A little bit inside and low, ball 1. That one's outside, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss.
Boy, he was going for it.
Ramsey was going for State Road 32 on that one.
He was.
We've seen a couple go across the road here through the years.
Yes, we have.
That one's right across the letters. Makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two on the way to Ramsey. Inside. Makes it another full count. Hot shot to short. Oh, takes a funny bounce there on McManama. And Aiden Ramsey is going to reach on an error. Another error on the Royals. That one on the shortstop. That'll bring up Chris Martz.
Both teams have 3 errors. So.
Martz with a walk his first time up. Wisniewski took a look over at first there, eyeing Aiden Ramsey before threw the pitch.
Ramsey always gets a pretty good lead. He's got good speed though, but takes about a step further than most.
That's well hit to left field. If that stays fair, it's going to go foul, and Clark Boucher cannot get to it. Ball and a strike.
Of course, Martz has a home run on the season here.
Joe Glander on deck for the Millers. 1 down, 1 on in the bottom of the 3rd. Ramsey gets his lead from first. Wisniewski looks him down. That one's way outside. 2-1. Martz, a junior. There's a little dribbler foul toward the Miller dugout.
That evens it up to 2-2.
Joe Glander showing his fielding ability there over in foul territory as he gets ready to step up to the plate. The 2-2. Hot shot that time. That one gets by McManama. I think that's going to probably be a hit on that one. That one was well to his right. By the time he got that glove out there, I just don't think he had a chance to get that. They do give the Millers a hit on that one. So Ramsey is at second. Martz is at first. Joe Glander steps up. He walked also in the 2nd inning. Royals in a little bit of jam here with 1 down. First pitch to Glander. About a letter-high strike there. We're getting a lot of high calls tonight over the plate.
As long as it's consistent.
Yeah. Well, he's been consistent, not giving that outside corner. Hot shot to third. It was bobbled, but on the play, Jackson Bixler gets it down to second, and they get the force on Chris Martz for the 2nd out, but can't turn it, so Glander will reach on a fielder's choice, and out comes Adam Gaskell to run for him again. This will bring up Zach Glander. Now runners at first and third with 2 outs.
Running at first for the Millers, number 10, Adam Gaskill. And now the plate for Noblesville, number 24, the second baseman, Zach Glander.
Glander also walked in the second inning. Sound like a broken record there, don't we?
Yeah, we need to just record that.
Yeah.
Ball outside.
Started with a breaking ball. Missed just a little outside. "20 pitches so far this inning for Josh Lesniewski. There's a pop-up. Will there be a play on that? Osteen is going back toward the dugout. Will he make it? He gets it.
Nice catch by Osteen.
Great,
right
yeah,
there.
great play by Osteen.
I got him out of a big jam there.
So the Millers leave 2, don't score, 5-3 in favor of the Royals. We'll be back after this.
Making some noise out here. Come on, who's dancing?
Welcome back to Dunker Field. Great catch by the catcher Parker Osteen to end the bottom of the third.
Still the scores. Hamilton Southeastern 5, the Millers 3. We're going in the top of the 4th inning. But Osteen's catch, Brad, was big.
Yeah, that's huge. They had 2 runners on,
And that was one thing over there. I'm sure or I'm hoping that the bench was talking to him over there, because it's pretty tough to make a play like that, to get space and don't hit the.
well, then with the sun too, and probably going into the shade, it's just a tough play to make. And Osteen did a nice job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could end up being the play of the game.
You got some bars over there. I mean,
yeah. Just so easy to, in the energy and the synergy of trying to make a play like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes the players have a tendency to forget about that a little bit. Trey McManama steps up to the plate. He struck out looking in the second. The 891 batters will be coming up for the Royals here in the top of the 4th. Great to have you with us tonight. Beautiful night for baseball. Millers have got action in the bullpen now. The 0-1, that one is bounced foul, just foul. Oh, 0-2. That one's popped. Could there be another play by the catcher?
Oh, not. Another nice catch.
Wow.
Dixon makes a catch over there.
That is 2 batters in a row, Perry. I've never seen that before like that with a catcher like that.
I'm sure he didn't get no help from the bench over there.
No, but a great
it was
play.
A good catch, yeah.
So there's one down here in the top of the 4th. Chase Bradle will step in. He bounced to the first baseman, Trevor Corbett. And Glander covering first. Good defensive move by Glander to get Bradle there in the second inning. The 1-0 pitch. That one hits the outside corner, evens it up at 1-1. We've seen a couple pretty good defensive plays here tonight,
we have.
especially the two by the catchers. That one bounces in, 2-1. Thank you for joining us tonight on Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville. 2-1 pitch. On the way. Hot shot.
He turned on that.
He got out in front of it.
You know, the one thing about it, Brad, on those two plays by the catcher, Osteen's a junior and Dixon's a sophomore. So
yeah,
they're going to be around 1 and 2 more years here for both teams.
Got some eligibility left.
You know, and that's huge, man. And catching, especially in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, you have to have somebody good behind that plate.
Full count pitch on the way. That one is a little bit inside. Chase Brader will take the base on the walk. Back to the top of the order. That'll bring up Maddox Bach. He's been hit by a pitch and struck out looking.
Dixon calls timeout to go talk to Glander, try to settle him down.
Do have some action in the Miller bullpen, as Glander is now over 70 pitches here in the top of the fourth.
That's Ethan Yang, a junior who is warming up down there. He threw last night. He threw in the last inning.
That's going to fall in there. Little Texas leaguer, and the Royals have got something going here, Perry. They got 2 on with 1 out. So Maddox Bach gets his first hit of the game. 4th hit of the game for the Royals as a team. That'll bring up Jackson Bixler. He's reached on an error and a walk. Scored the second Royals run in the first inning.
Next up for Southeastern, the third baseman, 19, Jackson Bixler.
Bradle and Bach are on first and second.
Bixler pops that one.
Oh,
yep, that's going to go in there. Is there going to be a play anywhere?
No, nobody was at first.
So the Royals have loaded them up here. With Chase Bradle now on third, Maddox Bach on second, and Jackson Bixler with the second hit of the inning on first. Parker Osteen steps in. He had a base hit his last time up. Reached on an error in the first inning. Here comes Justin Keever.
I think he's going to make a change.
Yeah, he did. He just gave the signal to the bullpen, and it looks like we are going to have a change. So we will step aside for this word from one of our sponsors.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. Going to have a rather unique situation come up next Friday, Perry. Unfortunately, both you and I have previous engagements, but we're still going to bring the fans the ball game. We're going to do it without announcers. I remember when I think it was NBC did that a number of years ago with a I think it was a football game they did that. So we're going to be trailblazers once again here.
Ethan Yang is in the ball game for the Millers. He's pitched 9 innings so far this season. He has a 3.89 ERA, and he has 1 win and no losses. He's made 5 appearances. He pitched the last inning, Brad, last night in that game down at Southeastern. So
Yeah.
they have got a look at him. Of course, that was a pretty quick inning. He only faced, I think, 3 batters.
Yeah, he just faced the last 3. Yeah, that game last night was like rapid fire.
Yeah.
1 out for the Royals. They've got the bases loaded with Chase Bradle at third, Maddox Bach at second, Jackson Bixler at first. Parker Osteen, who ended the bottom of the third with a spectacular catch in foul territory, steps in. Osteen's got 1 hit, reached on an error. Swing and a bouncer, just fouled by a foot or 2. Oh and 1 on Parker Osteen. You know, it's a good thing it's a little chilly up here tonight. It's going to keep us awake.
Yeah.
The 0-1 on the way to Osteen. That one bounces in.
Good block by Dixon behind the plate.
And Osteen put the stop sign up to the runner at third to Bradle, make sure he didn't go anywhere. Evens the count up at a ball and a strike. That's going to be foul. Ramsey didn't even try to chase that. That was a line drive that ended up going all the way to the fence. So 1 and 2 on Osteen. Bases loaded, 1 down. We're in the top of the 4th. That one's inside, evens it up at 2 apiece. Michael Hogue is on deck. He's got a triple and a strikeout so far in this game. King's 2-2 pitch. That was high and outside.
That's a breaking ball that just
didn't break inside or lower, just kind of sailed on him.
Yeah.
Full count pitch coming from Ethan Yang.
He has no room.
Another full count pitch. Another one well hit, but out of play to the left.
He's really getting around on that ball.
Yeah, he did. He's gotten in front of him. King's off speeds. He's just had a little bit of a hard time judging the speed on those. Can hear the Royals dugout there in the background. That one's ball 4. And Chase Bradle will touch the plate. Maddox Bach will move down to third. Jackson Bixler goes to second. And once again, Adam Wolf is going to come in as a courtesy runner for the 3rd time tonight for Parker Osteen on the walk. Michael Hogue steps up to the plate. He had a triple his first time up, struck out looking last inning. 1 down, the bases are loaded. That one's outside. And once again, out comes Justin Keever. A little bit concerned about what's going on with his pitcher, Ethan Kang.
I think you're going to talk a little strategy here too. But
yeah, this is
bases loaded.
You know, here in the top of the fourth, we're just about halfway through this one, and I'm sure that Coach Kiever doesn't want to let this thing get any
bigger.
Yeah, it's a 6-3 lead now. And with the power that Michael Hogue has got there at the bat, if he were to get a hold of one and get another triple, that'd put 3 more across. Short meeting at the mound as Justin Kiever comes walking off. Royals with Maddox Bach at third, Jackson Bixler at second, Parker Osteen at first, Michael Hogue at the plate, 1 down. 1-0 is the count on Hogue. Little bit low again. 2-0. Three and 0. King took Parker Osteen to a full count and walked him. Gave up 2 hits before that. Another walk to Chase Bradle. After the inning began with a good catch by Dixon on the foul ball. Hogue walks, so he's going to get an RBI as Maddox Bach crosses the plate for the 7th run for the Royals. That'll bring up Clark Boucher. He had a strikeout and he grounded back to the pitcher. Two runs so far here in the top of the 4th for the Royals. Ooh, that one almost got him in the leg there. Here comes Justin Kiever again, and it looks like we're going to probably get another pitching change. I think he has to change him now with the second visit, doesn't he? So while we go through the pitching change, we'll take a moment here and hear from one of our fine Hamilton County Television sponsors.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Justin Kiever came out. He's going to make a change here. It looks like Trevor Corbett may be going to the mound for the Millers.
Yeah, he was taking some tape off of his wrist there.
Yeah, pitching arm, so.
The conference goes on.
So So first base will go, Adam Gaskell is going to go to first base. Trevor Corbett, the senior, is going to pitch. Corbett ERA of 2.15. He's 1-0 on the season. This is his 5th appearance. He's pitched 13 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 3 walks, and 24 strikeouts in 13 innings, Brad. Hasn't given up a homer. He's pitched to 47 batters. Trevor Corbett on the mound for the Millers.
Well, this is the one thing that's good for the Millers. They've got a pretty good depth on the mound there.
Yeah.
And they can go to different situations, you know, lefty, righty, and still got, I can't see who that is down there warming up.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the scores around the conference. In the bottom of the six, Zionsville 9, Westfield 3. Girls softball, Center Grove 10, Noblesville 1. So Center Grove's winning big down there. Let's see what else we got here, Brad. Fishers is playing Newcastle tonight. That has to be, that's in the bottom of the fourth.
Miller still have a pitcher warming up down in the bullpen. I believe it's number 23, Brooks Muse.
I believe that's a softball game. And that's all I got here. All right, we're ready to start back in Miller action here.
Another one that Boucher gets out in front of. The Royal batters have been getting out in front of a lot of the Miller's off-speed pitches. 1-1, 1 out. Bases are still loaded. Hot shot. That is foul, rather. Didn't miss by much, but it was foul. Jackson Bixler is on third. Adam Wolf, the courtesy runner, on second. Michael Hogue at first. The 1-2. Another one foul. Same thing, gave him the off-speed pitch there, Perry, and they're just getting around just a little bit ahead of it.
1-2 here.
7-3 in favor of the Royals. We're here in the top of the fourth. That one he fouls off to the left. Still 1-2. That one's way outside, evens it up at 2-2. Boucher just a sophomore. Another one fouled back to the left.
He's got three, let me see. Boucher's got three doubles on the year and 2 triples.
Two pitch. Corbett ready to deliver. That one hits the outside corner.
Kind of froze him there.
Yeah, he did. That was a nice pitch.
Yeah, 2 outs.
That'll bring up Cy Cole. Cole had a 2-base hit in the third. Walked in the first.
Hogue, Osteen, and Bixler are on the bases for the Royals.
That one's outside, ball 1. Cole, the 8th batter to come up here for the Royals here in the top of the fourth. The 1-0. That's high and inside, 2-0. Sun just about ready to set behind the sunset now, behind the horizon. Still a few bright spots on the
Still
field.
pretty tough on first base there. As you can see Gaskell over there. He's part in the sun, part in.
Yeah, right now he's standing in bright sunlight.
And if he goes to first base, he'll get back in the sun too.
The 3-0. That one's right over the heart of the plate, 3-1.
But I'm sure he was taken all the way.
Oh, no doubt.
He would have probably liked to swing at that one.
The 3-1 pitch to Cy Cole.
Strike
that
two.
one hits the outside corner.
Full count.
Makes it a full count, yes. Cole reaches. Kyan Kelly is on deck. Swing and a miss. Trevor Corbett got him swinging. But the Royals do get 2 runs, got a 7-3 lead. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. I'm Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. And Perry, we've seen a little bit of everything tonight.
Yeah, we certainly have.
It's obviously a rather long game, about an hour and 40 minutes old already, and we're just going halfway through the game. Maybe things will speed up now.
Want to remind everybody, Hamilton County TV will be doing a couple softball games Monday and Tuesday night next week. And then, of course, we'll do the Friday night game against Brownsburg here, which we will not have announcers. Brad and I both have commitments, and so we don't have anybody to broadcast that game. But
a little bit of a sad note there from Brownsburg. Dan Roman is retiring after a great career as a baseball coach. He spent time at Lawrence Central, over at Carmel, and been at Brownsburg here the last few seasons. And Dan will be missed. He's one of the good guys.
Miller's at the top of the order here. Trevor Corbett, the batter.
Number 2, Trevor Corbett.
Trevor Corbett in the batter's box for his 3rd time up. He is now the pitcher. He's walked and reached on an error. Scored the first run for the Millers in the bottom of the 1st. Swing and a foul tip. Straight back. Oh, 1 to Corbett.
Strike
nice breaking ball there for strike 2.
Levinsky is thrown pretty good. He's thrown 36 pitches, 23 for strikes.
The 0-2 to Corbett. Popped it up. Will it be playable? Michael Hogue is going after it in foul territory. He's got it. It dropped out of his glove. That had to be because of the sun, Perry. He was standing in that bright sunlight there.
Yeah, right there in that spot. That's about the only spot there is.
Yeah, it's about one of the last ones left there. Tough break for Michael Hogue.
You know, it's amazing how the sun can change so much. Look at first base down there now. There's no sun. They're in the shade now.
Mm-hmm. But the first base coach is in bright sunlight.
Yeah, he's holding his hand up with a hat on.
So Trevor Corbett gets a break. He'll get another pitch here. He fouls this one off again. Still 0-2 on Corbett. Lesniewski gets the sign. The 0-2 to Corbett. A little bit low, makes it 1-2. Good battle here between these two. Good pitching. Good batting for Corbett. Ooh, that one hits him.
Like I said, there ain't nothing worse than
Oh,
two
boy.
strikes, and you got him on the ropes and you hit him.
So that'll bring Aiden Reynolds up. He's popped up and struck out. We're in the bottom of the fourth.
Number 15, Aiden Reynolds.
Only had 2 half innings in this game so far that nobody's scored in.
Yeah.
Corbett at first. Aiden Reynolds takes the first pitch from Lesniewski for ball 1. That one went from outside to inside, ball 2. Two 2-0 on Aiden Reynolds. That one's way high. Osteen didn't have to jump to get that one, but he came pretty close there. He had a stretch all the way out.
3-0.
There's a called strike.
3-1.
No outs, 1 on. Reynolds at the plate with a 3-1 count. Pops that one up. Well hit to right field. Going to be a foul ball just out of the reach of Cy Cole.
They weren't set up for Reynolds to hit in the right field like that.
No, they weren't. Yeah,
I mean,
Cole
the scouting report on Reynolds is he's got a he's got a quick, fast bat.
Mm-hmm.
And he's usually
you'd think
anywhere from right center around.
That one's ball 4. So the Millers start out the bottom of the fourth with 2 base runners on, one by the walk and one getting hit by the pitch. And that'll bring up Cole Schott. He's got a base hit and a strikeout.
Now for the Millers, the center fielder, number 17, Cole
I kind of
Schott.
wonder if we're not going to have both these teams get into double digits on the scoreboard tonight, Perry, at the rate we're going here. Fun at the old ballpark.
That's right.
You just never know what to expect, do you? But regardless of what you get, it's always a good time at the ballpark. Fouled straight back. Strike 1 on shot. Tanner Miller on deck. Nobody throwing in either of the bullpens now. A little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 on, no outs. We're at the bottom of the fourth. Miller's down by 4. Trying to cut into this 7-3 lead. One's a little low and outside.
One thing about it, the Millers left bases unloaded, and last inning they had left two on. 3-1. Walensky's going to step off the back here and refocus.
Shot being very disciplined up there. Lesniewski steps off the bag again. Three and one. Shot calls timeout. That's well hit, going foul again. A lot of batters have hit that ball down into the Millers bullpen tonight, Perry. So that'll make it 3-2. Shot right up over that plate. That's ball 4.
Bases loaded here. Tanner Miller coming to the plate.
Not only bases loaded, but no outs. Tanner Miller, who's reached on a fielder's choice and flown out to center field. He was retired for the last out of the second inning by a nice play by Kyan Kelly out there in deep left center field. The center fielder Kelly made the play. Big swing, just barely taps it foul. Kind of that intermediate time now where the lights are starting to take effect, but you still got sunlight. So
now down at first, we're all in shade.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fly ball to center
They're
field.
gonna tag.
Kelly is there. Miller should get a run on this. They're going to throw to third.
Good play there.
Yep. Royals concede the run. Wise play. So Trevor Corbett scores on the sacrifice fly.
That's one out.
One down. That'll bring Luke Hagelskamp to the plate. He's flown out to right and grounded to third.
Designated hitter, number 1, Luke Hagelskamp.
One down, one in. Hagelskamp fouls that one off to the right. He's a good-sized boy out there, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
The 0-1. Strike 2.
That was a good pitch right there.
Fastball that didn't have any drop on it. I think Hagelskamp thought that was going to drop out of the zone. 0-2. Popped up. That'll be an infield fly rule. Second baseman Maddox Bach does make the play. So there's 2 down now. And that'll bring up Aiden Ramsey. Reached on a walk and reached on an error. Scored the second run for the Millers. Led off the second with a walk. Hot shot, foul ball, just foul. Probably foul by not less than 10 feet. That ball stays fair, and you got to believe that would have scored at least one and possibly two. But it just goes as strike one on Ramsey.
I'm playing him on that line down there.
And Jackson Bixler close to third. Strike two. Nice off-speed pitch by Lesniewski there. Oh, 1-2, 2 outs, 2 on. 1 run in here in the bottom of the fourth. Fouls it back. I think he might have swung at ball one there, Perry. Had to get some new balls there.
Well, there's been so many foul balls.
Yeah, there have.
They can't but keep up.
Another 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Royals get out of a jam. So in the fourth, the Millers do get one. It's 7-4 in favor of the Royals. We'll be back after this.
Making some noise out here. Come on, who's dancing?
Well, don't forget, just as we've seen on the screen there, Noblesville Bed Race, May 30th. Be there. Guaranteed to be a good time.
Absolutely.
Are you
Hamilton County TV will be there broadcasting.
Are you guaranteeing good weather for that day?
I don't guarantee anything with the weather.
A very wise move on your part, my friend.
Especially in Indiana.
Yeah. We are through 4. Hamilton Southeastern Royals with 7 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors. Noblesville Millers with 4 runs, 3 hits, and 3 errors. We've had a lot of everything here in this game, Perry.
Yep, and probably the 2 best plays in the whole game were by the catchers.
No doubt. So for the Royals here in the 5th, it'll be the 7, 8, and 9 batters, that being Kyan Kelly, Trey McManama, and designated hitter Chase Bradle stepping up to the plate to face Trevor Corbett. Corbett in his 2nd inning of work. Kyan Kelly squared the bunt, pulled it back, but got the called strike. Martz came charging in on that one. He was about 2/3 of the way into the plate. 0-1 on Kyan Kelly. Way outside. Evens it up at a ball and a strike.
Hot dogs and popcorn are $1 a piece. Hot dogs and popcorn $1.
1-1 to Kelly. 2-1. Kyan Kelly, a junior. Inside, 3-1. Kelly's made some nice defensive plays out there in center field tonight.
Yeah, he certainly has.
3-1 coming from Corbett. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
There's been 12 walks, Brad, in this ball game, and we're in
Wow.
the 5th inning. The top of the 5th. Got him.
Strike three is called over the lower inside corner of the plate, so Kyan Kelly goes down on strikes for the second time. One down here in the top of the fifth. That'll bring up Trey McManama, shortstop.
Number 3, Trey McManama.
Struck out in the second. Popped out to the catcher Dixon in the last inning. Made that spectacular play right over by the fence. Inside, ball one.
One out here. We're in the top of the fifth. Southeastern leading 7-4.
The 1-0 hits the outside corner. I think that's the first pitch I've seen the home plate ump call a strike on that outside corner tonight. 1-1. Foul tip. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. McManus down on strikes for the second time tonight. That's two down, and that'll bring up Chase Bradle. He is a designated hitter tonight.
Chase Bradle.
Batting in place of the pitcher. A walk and a ground out so far tonight. One hits the outside corner. And one's popped up to the left side, out of play. Bradle's in the hole at 0-2. The 0-2 on the way to Bradle. Swing and a miss. Royals go down on strikes in the fifth. Still 7-4 in favor of the Royals. We'll be back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams, and we're in the middle of the fifth. Not too many zeros up on that scoreboard tonight, at least on the scoring line, Perry.
Well, there hadn't been any that somebody hadn't scored.
Yep. Josh Lesniewski back on the mound for the Royals.
Lesniewski's thrown 62 pitches. .39 for strikes. He's faced 14 batters. He's walked 2, struck out 3.
Millers will be sending up the bottom of the order here in the bottom of the fifth. Chris Martz set to lead it off. He'll be followed by Adam Gaskell, then Zach Glander. If any of those guys reach, it'll go back to the top of the order. Martz has got 1 hit and 1 walk so far tonight. He did score in the second inning. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1. That one's way outside, evens it up at a ball and a strike.
1-1.
Martz with one more year of eligibility left as a junior. Kind of backed off a little bit from that, but got the call on the inside corner of the plate, so it's 1-2. The 1-2 to Martz. Evens it up at 2-2. No action in either bullpen.
Oh,
there's a drive into center. Is that going to drop or not?
Nice catch.
What a great play by Kyan Kelly. He made a sliding catch on that, Perry.
He's played really well tonight out there in
His
center
defense
field.
has been spectacular this evening. He's robbed the Millers of a couple hits. One down. Adam Gaskell will step in.
This is his first at bat. He's ran as a courtesy runner. He's playing first base now for the Millers. As we brought Corbett in to pitch.
Third good play on that line out for Kyan Kelly tonight. Outside for ball 2.
2-0.
We're in the bottom of the 5th. Big swing and a miss by Gaskell. He was looking to put that one out of the park.
Yeah, he certainly was.
Virtually no wind out there now.
That's
There's
good
strike
pitch.
2 called. Evens it up at 2-2. Two on the way from Lesniewski. Swing and
Got
a
him.
miss. Strike 3.
2 outs now.
2 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
Zach Glander coming to the plate for the Millers. He's the second baseman.
The second baseman, Zach Glander.
Glander has flown out and walked. If he can reach, it'll be back to the top of the order for the Millers.
Ball low and inside.
2 down, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Hits that outside corner, evens it up at 1 apiece. Big swing and a miss, 1-2.
Time called by Glander. Nice crowd here for Southeastern. I can't tell on the Millers.
Swing and a miss. Millers go down 1-2-3 in the 5th. It's still 7-4. We'll be back.
Making some noise out here. Come on, who's dancing?
Well, we're back here at the dunk as the Southeastern Royals lead 7-4 in the middle at the top of the 6th inning here.
Fans, check out the way Corbett is warming up here. He was taking some almost, to begin with, almost like some long tosses there, but boy, he is still throwing that ball very, very hard. Take a moment to thank our technical crew tonight. We got the one and only August Lacone running the cameras tonight. Of course, our executive producer director, the man, Jim Wofford, in the baseball's favorite Target.
Yeah.
Our production truck.
Don't say that, man. He's been pretty lucky here tonight.
I told him earlier, I said, we ought to call Logan Street Signs and Banners and make a big target to put on that truck, because then nobody will hit it, right?
Yeah.
Royals leading off the top of the 6th.
Top of the batting order.
Top of the order is coming up. Maddox Bach steps in for his 3rd at bat, or 4th rather. He's been hit by a pitch, struck out, and had a base hit in the 4th. First pitch from, oh man, that got him right on the elbow. We had a lot of hit by pitches tonight too, haven't we?
Yeah, we certainly have.
Bach shakes that off and takes first base.
But in today's game, man, those guys squeeze that.
Oh, yeah.
Man, they're right on top of that plate.
So close there. Jackson Bixler steps in. He's been on base all 3 times he's been up, once on an error, once on a walk, and once on a hit. See if Bach is going to take off here. Fouled straight back by Bixler. Strike 1. Lights have finally taken full effect on this beautiful field.
Yeah, it certainly has.
Over to first.
It's going to probably be pretty tough to get Bach over there at first base and let that catch him lean in or something.
He has 28 stolen bases on the season.
He's going.
0-1 to Bixler. Here he goes. Throw is just a little bit off to the right.
Nice catch by Glander out there.
Yeah, if Zach Glander wasn't there and leaning, that ball would have sailed into center field, and
Bach would
have been on third easily. Stolen base number 29 on the season. 1-1 on Bixler. Squaring to bunt. Time is called. Aiden Reynolds came over and tried to sneak up behind Bach there, but Bach was back in plenty of time.
Two and one.
Maddox Bach on second. Millers want to do everything they can here to hold this at a 3-run lead for the Royals. Royals like to put a couple more insurance runs across here in the 6th.
Hot shot right up the middle.
Bach is off. They're waving him in.
Oh, yeah.
Will there be a play at the plate?
Yeah.
There will not be. Over to second. And Bixler is in there.
If Gaskell could have got a hold of that ball.
Yeah. I thought he might have a play there at second.
Yeah.
But as it is, Maddox Box scores.
It makes it 8-4 here.
And we'll give Jackson Bixler a base hit, give him second base on the throw. Still no outs, and that'll bring up Parker Osteen.
And it's the 6th hit for the Royals here.
Yes,
tonight.
it is.
They're actually swinging the bat pretty well.
Osteen's reached on an error, a walk, and a base hit. Scored the Royals' 3rd run there in the 1st inning. That one's outside for ball 1. Bixler got everything on the bat on that single that he got. And the 1-0 from Corbett, swing and a miss, evens it up at 1-1.
Brad, the Royals right now with 6 hits on 22 at bats. That's a 272, which is better than their normal average of 235. Yep. Those are the kind of little things that make difference in a ball game.
Sure do. They sure do. There's a pop-up. That's going foul.
Because the one thing about it, if your team doesn't hit the ball, that margin of error by the pitcher gets smaller and smaller.
Oh, it does. It definitely does. Royals with 1 across here. No outs here in the top of the 6th. There's another hit.
That's going to score a run.
And they're waving Bixler around. This time they just throw to second. They concede the run. So Parker Osteen has got a base hit. And Jackson Bixler scores. Second hit of the inning, second run of the inning. And Adam Wolf will go out to run for Parker Osteen for the 4th time tonight. Still no outs. One runner on first. Michael Hogue steps to the plate.
Osteen's really found his swing tonight.
Yes, he has. That one's low.
Nice stop there by Dixon.
Yeah. Yeah, we're seeing a couple good catchers tonight, Perry.
Yeah.
And as you said, you alluded to earlier, that's so important. Big swing and a miss, throw down. And Osteen is going to be in there in plenty of time. The throw was very high.
One thing about it, it must have been Dixon must have not been able to get it out of the glove or something.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little slow.
He hesitated on that. His pop time was not really good.
1-1 now on Michael Hogue. Got a runner in scoring position. Boy, did he get a break on that. Wow.
Corbett didn't even look back.
No, he didn't. Corbett he stole that base on Trevor Corbett.
And Wolf picked up on it.
Yeah.
Keever's not happy about that.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to those runners because.
But I'm not sure that anybody said anything either.
No, I think. I actually didn't see him take off. All of a sudden, I looked up and he's halfway between second and third, and away he went. And
it wasn't even worth throwing.
Yeah. Say, while we got a break here, what do we got coming up next week? I know we got some softball next week.
We got softball Monday and Tuesday next week, and we'll be at Noblesville High School for 2 games on Monday and Tuesday, and then Friday we'll be back here at the Dunk for
Brownsburg
and Hoosier Crossroads Conference action.
So Justin Keever heads back to the dugout. Michael Hogue heads back to the plate where he's up in the count 2-1.
No outs here.
That one hits the strike zone, evens it up at 2-2. Nice fastball there by Corbett. Adam Wolf at third, 2-2 the count. That one's inside. Almost got him, but full count on Michael Hogue. Loud dugout tonight.
Well, this is a big game for them. I mean,
there's a hot shot. That is a fair ball. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Michael Hogue is going to go to third. They're holding him at second. Hogue has had quite a night so far tonight with a triple and a double. Some RBIs. Third run, third hit of the inning for the Royals. That'll bring up Clark Boucher to the plate. Boucher's been a strikeout victim twice, grounded back to the pitcher in the third inning. So that one sent Adam Wolf home. Wolf scoring his second run of the night as a courtesy runner for Parker Osteen. That one's fouled back toward us. Strike one. Still no outs. Runner on second. 3 runs in so far here in the top of the 6th. That one's outside.
1-1 here.
Boucher at the plate. Michael Hogue on second. Another swing and a miss. Boucher down on the count 1-2.
Millers are down 10-4 here. Southeastern's got 8 hits tonight.
That one's outside, evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Corbett taking his time, comes home, makes it a full count. Second batter in a row he's gone to a full count on. Michael Hogue took a 3-2 pitch deep into the gap, or down there, down the first base line for that double. That one's outside.
Puts runners on first and second.
Clark Boucher takes first base.
So
Cy Cole will step up to the plate. He's got a double, a walk, and a strikeout.
Hogue at second and Boucher at first for the Royals here.
Eden Reynolds came over to have a word with Trevor Corbett.
Still no outs, Brad.
Strike one. Three runs in already here in the top of the 6th. 2 runners on base. 0-1 on Cy Cole. That one misses outside. Evens it up at 1-1. The 1-1, big swing and a miss. Cole's in the hole at 1-2.
Brad, that hit by Hogue a while ago right down that right field line to the fence, man, that was a great hit.
Yes, it was. There's a bouncer right in front of the pitcher, and unfortunately for Trevor Corbett, he could not get a hand on that ball, Perry, and that's going to be scored the 4th error of the game for the Millers. And that's going to put that's going to load the bases again. Wow. Still no outs.
Isaiah Hamilton's coming to the plate here, Brad.
Isaiah Hamilton is going to pinch hit for Kyan Kelly.
Next up for Southeastern, a pinch hitter, number 24, Isaiah Hamilton.
Hamilton's seen a little bit of action this year.
Yeah, he's batted 17 times and has 4 hits on the season. He's a senior.
He and his father threw out the first pitch at Southeastern last night. His dad is a firefighter in Fishers.
Oh, really?
And his dad, Michael, threw the first pitch to Isaiah. It was Veterans Night last night at HSAA. The 1-0, 1-1. (10-4) in favor of the Royals. 3 runs in this inning alone. Ooh, another big swing and a miss. The 1-2 on the way from Corbett. Well hit, but that's going to go foul. I don't think anybody's going to get to that. That ends up in the Royals' bullpen. Tanner Miller gave it a chase, Perry, but I don't think he ever had any chance on that one.
No. Hamilton got that bat around pretty quick on that.
Yeah, the Miller pitchers have been really varying the speed on their pitches nicely tonight, and the Royals have hit a lot of those where they've gotten out in front of them so far tonight. Still 1-2. That one's high, makes it 2-2. No place to put him. We do have somebody throwing down there in the Miller bullpen. I can't quite see the number, though. Strike 3 is Isaiah Hamilton goes down swinging. 1 down now here in the top of the 6th. That'll bring Trey McManama up to the plate. 2 strikeouts and fouled out to the catcher.
He's the 8th batter tonight for the.
There's a pop-up. Corbett's going after it. He's going into foul territory. Who's going to take it? Corbett finally takes
it. I guarantee you that.
2 down. That'll bring up the 9th batter this inning, the designated hitter Chase Bradle. Grounded to first, walked, and struck out. In fact, he struck out to end up in the 5th inning. Another big swing and a miss. The 0-1 from Corbett is another swing and a miss. So Bradle's in the hole, 0-2.
2 outs here.
The 0-2, swing and a miss. Bradle goes down, and so do the Royals. But they leave 3 on the bases, but they do score 3 more. 10-4 in the middle of the 6th. We'll be back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
We're back here at the dunk, and the Southeastern Royals are up 10-4. The Millers have committed 4 errors tonight. The Royals have 8 hits tonight in 28 at-bats. So they're definitely, Brad, hitting the ball pretty well tonight.
Well, we've seen about a little bit of everything. The only thing I don't think we've seen tonight yet is a home run.
Yeah.
Josh Lesniewski back on the mound.
Lesniewski's got 5 strikeouts tonight. He's thrown 76 pitches, or at least Game Changer has, and 48 for strikeouts. He's faced 17 batters. The Millers are coming up here, and with the top of the order, Trevor Corbett, Reynolds, and Schott.
So Trevor Corbett, who's now pitching for the Millers, steps in for his 3rd at bat. He's reached base each time he's been up. Takes the first pitch for a strike. He's been hit by a pitch, been walked, reached on an error. So I guess he doesn't have an official at bat yet.
Yeah.
Strike 2. Lesniewski took out the Millers 3 up, 3 down on 15 pitches in the bottom of the 5th. Bouncer. That one gets over the glove of McManama. See how they're going to score that. They're going to score that a hit or an error.
I think that'll be an error, but
haven't put anything up yet, but we'll see.
That jumped right over his glove.
Yeah. Aiden Reynolds will step up for his 4th at bat of the night. So Trevor Corbett, even as the pitcher, staying out there on the bases. That one hits the outside corner for strike 1. We're in the bottom of the 6th. They did call that an error.
Yes.
So that is the 3rd or 4th error of the game for the Royals?
Wait a minute.
Oh and 2.
4th.
Reynolds punches that one in. That's going to probably drop right in front of Kyan Kelly. Will there be a my, what a throw. But on the probably an ill-advised throw there, Perry, because that puts Aiden Reynolds on second base. We'll give him a base hit and give him second on the throw. In the meantime, Trevor Corbett is now on 3rd. No outs, and Cole Schott is at the plate.
But I think that's a good lesson right there. Lazinski saved that run by backing up the third baseman.
Yeah, he did the right thing.
We've seen that twice tonight.
Mm-hmm. Kelly probably should not have thrown that ball toward third.
Not at all.
Cole shot, takes the first pitch for high for ball 1. 1-0. Millers with 2 runners in scoring position here in the bottom of the 6th. Big swing and a miss, evens it up 1-1. Lesniewski with a 1-1 pitch. Another swing and a miss, 1-2. And when that ball left the bat, I think we all knew that was going to drop in there. Shading shot a bit to the left side.
Oh,
ooh,
what
nice.
a catch.
Yeah. Parker Osteen made a nice stop there. Otherwise, this would have been a 10-5 game.
You know, Reynolds, in a situation like that, Brad, I mean, they're playing Reynolds deep because he can pound the ball.
Yeah.
And he just got a little looper over second base out there, a little bit deeper.
Little
and
Texas
they could
leaguer.
Yeah.
Another one high and outside, 3-2.
And Kelly couldn't get to it.
No outs, 2 runners on in scoring position. Cole shot at the plate. Tanner Miller on deck. Swing and a miss. He might have swung at ball 4 on that one.
Yeah, he did.
That was a little bit outside.
Tanner Miller, the batter for the Millers.
Miller's reached on a fielder's choice. Also had a sacrifice fly out to center field. And he flew out to center. He's flown to center twice. That one's well hit.
That's pretty high. That's out of here.
That's a home run. Tanner Miller takes the first pitch and sends it out to the scoreboard for a 3-run homer.
That's Tanner Miller's first home run of the season.
Boy, does that make a difference in this game.
Score now is 10-7.
Both teams with 3 runs here in the 6th. But the Millers still with just 1 out.
Luke Hagelskamp, the batter.
Hagelskamp steps in for his 3rd at bat. Been out on an infield fly rule, grounded to third and flew out to right field.
So he's 0 for 3 tonight. Hagelskamp got 2 hits in last night's game. Oh.
So now we've seen it all. We've seen some singles, we've seen some doubles, we've seen some triples, we've seen a home run. 1-0 on Hagelskamp. Hits the outside corner, evens it up at 1-1. (10-7) now in the bottom of the 6th. Strike 2 called. Nobody warming up in the Miller bullpen. There is action in the Royals bullpen. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Hagelskamp goes down swinging. That's 2 down. That'll bring up Aiden Ramsey. He's got a strikeout, reached on an air, and walked.
This game we've seen 13 walks. We've seen 4 hit by pitch.
We've seen a little Duke's mixture of everything, haven't we, tonight?
We've seen doubles, triples, home runs.
And we're still just in the bottom of the 6th.
Aiden Ramsey, the batter.
Well, that ball by Tanner Miller was
a shot.
Yeah, there was no doubt about that when that left the bat. That could be out of here, too.
No,
all the way to the back. Oh, my.
Man. Nice catch.
Nice catch by Boucher to retire the sides. I thought that one might be out of here too, but it stayed in the park. But the Millers do score 3. It's 10-7 at the end of 6. We'll be back.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Dunker Field. This has been a wild one tonight, Perry. That's all you could say about it, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We've seen everything from singles to doubles to triples to home runs. Some great defense, especially by the catchers tonight.
And some bad defense.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen both sides. We got 8 errors on the board out there, 4 for each team.
Royals with 10 runs, 8 hits, 4 errors. Millers with 7 runs, 5 hits, and 4 errors. As you said, a total of 17 runs, 13 hits, and 8 errors. As Trevor Corbett is back on the mound.
And throw 13 walks in there and 4 guys hit by pitch.
Yeah.
So there's really not much we haven't seen.
Lesniewski threw 19 pitches in that last inning. Corbett about to throw his 62nd pitch. Top of the order for the Royals.
We're at the top of the 7th, Brad.
It's 1-1 on Maddox Bach. He's had a little bit of everything tonight. He's been hit twice. Got a stolen base, a base hit, another foul ball, 1-2.
And there's another thing, Brad, when you get hit twice in one game.
Well, that last time he got hit, it looked like it hit him right off the
yeah,
elbow, and that's got to sting.
In the first time he was up, he got 2 strikes on him quickly and then got hit. But I think he got a hit right there in the side.
Yeah, he didn't get hit quite as hard either.
No.
The 1-2 to Maddox Bach. Fouled ball off to the right. We're at about the 2-hour and 45-minute mark in this game so far. We got at least 6 outs to go. Called strike 3 on Bach. 1 down here in the 7th. That'll bring Jackson Bixler to the plate. He's been on the plate. He's been on base all 4 times he's batted. 2 base hits, reached on an error and reached on a walk. Scored 2 runs so far tonight. Bach, who just was retired, has scored 3 runs. The top of this Royals order. Bach with 3, Bixler with 3, Parker Osteen with 2. Been pretty potent tonight for the Royals.
Yeah, 8 hits is very good for them.
Two and 0. Two on the way to Bixler. That's, whoa. I thought that was going to be called a little bit outside. Called a strike. 2-1. The 2-1. Another one inside, 3-1. One down, nobody on, top of the 7th. Another foul ball back off to the right. Makes it 3-2. Been a lot of full counts in this game tonight, too.
Absolutely.
So Bixler, patient up there at the plate, draws a walk, his second walk of the night. Parker Osteen steps up for his 5th trip to the plate. He's been on all 4 times that he's batted. He's accounted for 2 of the Royals' runs. He didn't actually score them, but Adam Wolf scored as his courtesy runner. A little bit low, 1-0. Royals do have somebody loosening up down there in their bullpen. I can't quite see who that is, though. One 0 is high. Throw down to first. That almost gets away from Adam Gaskell. Bounced in there.
Gaskell kept it in front of him.
Yeah, he did a good job of blocking it. Two and 0. That's a strike. 2-1. Osteen trying to match Bixler here and reach base 5 times in this game. 2-2 on the swinging strike. I think Osteen will like to have that one back. That looked a little high. Michael Hogue is on deck. Throw over to first. Bixler back in plenty of time. The 2-2 popped up. Is there going to be a play on that in right field? Yes, there is. And Jackson Bixler, who was about 3/4 of the way down to second base,
had
does
to
get
scamper back.
Yeah, he got back in plenty of time.
Good catch by Tanner Miller out there.
2 down. Michael Hogue steps up to the plate for his 5th at bat.
27, Michael Hogue.
He's been on base 3 of the 4 times he's been at the plate. Outside for ball 1. Coming up in the bottom of the 7th for the Millers, they'll have Chris Martz, Adam Gaskell, and Zach Glander scheduled. The 1-0 inside.
7, 8, 9.
Yep. Outside, 3-0. Corbett being very careful here with Hogue after the double and triple that he's had so far. Finally gets a strike in there, 3-1. Hogue reaches. Clark Boucher will be the next batter. Swing and a miss, so it's all academic.
Full count.
I thought he had 2 on him already. I'm sorry, I made a mistake on that. But on the play, Bixler steals second. So he's in scoring position. Full count pitch on the way. Hogue just managed to call time.
Bixler's had a good night tonight.
Bixler on second. Michael Hogue at the plate. 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Throw to second. Bixler back in time. Not real close, but maybe a little close enough to maybe keep him honest. Hogue waiting on another full count pitch. Corbett turns to throw, but this time Reynolds is not at the base. Swing and a miss. Hogue goes down swinging. We're through 6.5. Royals 10, Millers 7. We'll be back with the bottom of the 7th after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Perry, time to give a shout out to our technical crew once again tonight. August Lacone over here running the cameras. Jim Wofford, our executive producer director. Thanks to those guys for the great job they always do, taking care of all the technical stuff while you and I just sit here and chat.
That's right.
And have a good time.
But we can talk.
Well, that's what we're paid to do, right?
Yeah.
Millers will send the 7, 8, and 9 batters up here to face Josh Lesniewski here in the bottom of the 7th. They got 3 to make up to get a tie and 4 to win this if they're going to keep their win streak going. Royals hoping to shut them down here and get their first victory in Hoosier Crossroads Conference play this season.
Seven, 8, and 9.
Chris Martz is coming up to the plate. Martz has flown out to center, had a base hit in the 3rd inning, walked in the 2nd inning, did score a run. First pitch to Martz, a little bit outside. (1-0). That one's way outside. Osteen takes a trot out there to talk to Lesniewski.
Yeah, because they don't want to go back to the top of that order and take a chance of facing Corbett and Reynolds again in the bottom of the 7th.
4 of the 6 innings so far, the Millers have put the leadoff batter on base.
Wow.
2-0. Another one way outside. 3-0.
Corey Sykes probably got Lesniewski a pretty short chain, I'd say.
Yeah, I would think so.
There's a strike.
It's the outside corner for the strike.
Can you see it?
Swing and a miss, strike 2.
This is a battle right here. Pop fly up.
Nice job by Parker Osteen. He has had a heck of a game tonight, Barry.
He's taking control of this.
And on for Noblesville, number 4, Joe Glander.
Nate McGrath is up throwing in the Miller bullpen. Swing and a miss by Joe Glander. He was the pitcher. He's returning to the game now. 1-1. One down, 1-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Timeout is called. Lesniewski went ahead and threw the pitch, but it will not count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That one's outside, 2-1. Three and one.
Full count here.
Makes it a full count. Jalen Stidham in the on-deck circle.
Ball 4.
Ball 4. So Joe Glander takes the base. And Jalen Stidham will be the pinch hitter.
Stidham batting .238 on the year. He's had 21 at bats and 5 hits. And 2 doubles.
Millers need 3 to extend this game. There's 1 out. Runner on first. Joe Glander on first. There's a strike over the outside corner.
Stidham a sophomore, Brad.
0-1 on Stidham. 0-2 on the swing. Millers will go back to the top of the order. Trevor Corbett on the on-deck circle. The 0-2, little bit high.
1-2.
Glander getting a pretty good lead over there at first. I think
One out here.
Osteen thought about throwing down there, but he did not. 1-2 on Stidham. A little bit low, evens it up at 2 apiece. Miller's trying to make up this 3-run deficit. Royals hoping to close it down here. That's high, 3-2. Second batter in a row, Lesniewski's taken to a full count.
He's up to 113 pitches, Brad.
Ooh, foul back. Just got under it.
Yeah, he did.
Another full count pitch. popped up. That's going to foul and out of play. Still 3-2. Jalen Stidham at the plate. Joe Glander on first. Ball 4. 2 walks in a row. So that puts Joe Glander on second. Jason Stidham on first. That brings Corey Seitz out of the dugout. And we are going to have a courtesy runner, or a pinch runner out there for the Millers.
He's going to put Zach Glander in, I believe.
Josh Lesniewski gets a nice hand from the crowd. And Nate McGrath is coming out to pitch for the Royals, Perry.
He's pitched 11 innings, given up 12 hits, struck out 8, walked 7, and he's faced 44 batters on the season. He's 1-1 with a .509 earned run average. Nate McGrath.
New pitcher for Hamilton Southeastern is number 12, Nate McGrath.
We're in the bottom of the 7th here. The Millers have 2 runners on. Joe Glander at second, Zach Glander at first.
Well, Stidham actually drew the walk, and then Glander went back in for him.
Yeah, that was his position.
Mm-hmm. 1 down, 2 on. Tying run coming up to the plate in the form of Trevor Corbett.
Corbett, Reynolds were at the top of the Miller order here.
Corbett's already scored 3 of the Millers' 7 runs tonight. He's been on base every time he's been up with a walk, an error, a hit by pitch, and another error.
Corbett has 2 home runs this season. He can hit the long ball. Him and Reynolds both.
Righty against righty here.
First
strike 1 is called. Ooh, just missed on the outside corner. Evens it up at a ball and a strike. That one bounces in, almost gets away from Osteen, but makes a nice stop to make it 2-1. Aiden Reynolds is on deck. .10-7, but this one's far from over.
Yeah.
Corbett takes that one a little bit low. 3-1. The 3-1 foul. Nobody's going to get to that. That's going to go into the Royals bullpen. So Corbett will get another chance here. 2 on, 1 out, 3-2 on Trevor Corbett.
Glander and Glander on first and second.
Ground
That's
ball,
going to be up the
get
middle.
through. That's going to score 1. And the Millers have cut it to a 2-run lead. As Joe Glander scores from second base, Zach Glander goes to second, and Trevor Corbett, with that base hit, is on first. He's been up 5 times tonight, reached base every time he's been up. That'll bring up Aiden Reynolds. Reynolds is 1 for 3 officially with a single. Did reach on a walk in the 4th inning.
Oh,
that's going to drop in there too. That should score another run for the Millers. Very conservative. Whoa, it did not. I thought for sure, boy, Perry, I thought for sure that that Zach Glander was going to score on that. But he ends up on third as Aiden Reynolds gets the base hit.
Well, you have Schott and Tanner Miller coming up here, so
yeah,
you have 2 good hitters with good speed. Here goes Corey Seitz going to the mound here. Miller's got bases loaded.
Bases loaded, 1 down. Cole Schott coming to the plate.
Schott does have 1 home run and 1 triple this year.
He's 1 for 3 so far tonight. Did walk in the 4th inning. Trevor Miller will follow him.
Tanner Miller.
Excuse me, Tanner Miller.
And he's got 4 RBIs tonight.
He's got that home run back in the 6th inning.
Both these next 2 guys can hit it out. Now, whether they do or not is.
Now batting for Noblesville, center fielder Cole Schott.
Royals with a slim 2-run lead. That's ball 1 on Schott. That's fouled back, evens it up at 1-1.
We got 1-1-1 up there, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
That's going to drop in there. That's going to go all the way to the wall. That's going to at least tie this game.
You got speed. You got speed. Oh, he held him up.
We are tied. Zach Glander scores along with Trevor Corbett. Aiden Reynolds ends up on third, and Cole Schott is on second.
And up is Tanner Miller, who has 4 RBIs. He's 1 for 4 tonight. Has already hit a home run.
1 down here in
but a base
the
hit
bottom of the
it.
7th. A base hit here wins it for the Millers. Strike 1 on Miller. What a game this has been.
Oh, wild. There it is.
That's going to be the game. As that ball goes into right field, and the Millers have won it on a walk-off. A single by Tanner Miller brings the winning run in, and the Noblesville Millers have beat the Hamilton Southeastern Royals 11-10. Perry, your thoughts on the game?
Well, it was a game of runs, man, and I'll tell you what. This is Hoosier Crossroads baseball at its best.
No doubt, no doubt. These two teams Last night it was a low-scoring game, but tonight
It's
lots
a
of
high
runs in that. We'd like to thank you for watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville. On behalf of Perry Williams, I'm Brad Silbert. Good night.